Emiliano Martínez won the Golden Glove trophy for the tournament's best goalkeeper after twice helping Argentina win on penalties. The Aston Villa keeper saved 2 spot kicks in the quarter-final win over the Netherlands before denying Como in the final.
Emiliano Martínez is absolutely vital to this team. It's been a long time since Argentina has had a world-class goalkeeper. You know, in Scaloni's first 8 games in charge, they used 7 different goalkeepers, and not one of them was Martinez. He came into the team in the middle of last year, not particularly known back in Argentina because he went abroad very, very, very young. And he immediately sent out the message, I'm the man, I'm the one. Argentinians, they love their goalkeeper to be a big character. And we've really seen that side of Martinez, both in the fact that quite often he didn't have a lot to do, but the saves he had to make were huge saves. And then you get to the penalty shootouts. Now, we saw this last year in the Copa America, and winning the Copa America last year has been a vital stepping stone. If they hadn't have won the Copa America last year, it was their first senior title in 28 years. I don't think they'd have won the World Cup. But the semi-final against Colombia went to penalties. And then you saw Martinez in all his glory, all the trash talking, all the efforts to put off the Colombian penalty takers. It worked. And we saw the same thing again during the World Cup. So Martinez is already an immortal in Argentine football.
Well, let's get the background story to the man behind the gloves, shall we? That's Emiliano Martínez. He played a big part, didn't he, as we were hearing there from Tim Vickery. Let's speak to someone who knows him very well. Former goalkeeper coach Neil Cutler joins us live right now. Thanks so much for joining us. Right, first up, how proud were you last night to see Martinez play such a key role in Argentina's first World Cup win since 1986?
So proud. You know, it's everything he's ever wanted. We've worked so hard to get him to this part of his career. Worked with him for the past 3 years, and you know, his dedication, his drive, his will, his detail in order to get to this position has been immense. So to culminate in winning the World Cup and you know winning the Golden Glove would mean everything to him, absolutely everything. And yeah, we celebrated last night with a few drinks. It was quite emotional. We put a lot of hard work in. And he's won it, so it's magnificent.
Is it right he called you after winning the trophy?
Yeah, he rang me straight away after the game. Obviously, they were on the pitch for a good while and we were hanging around waiting for his phone call, but eventually he found a quiet place and rang me. But that's the kind of person he is, you know, he's that kind of guy. He doesn't forget people easily, he doesn't forget the people that have helped him get to where he is. He's just that kind of person, you know, he cares. And he remembers. So yeah, he's a top guy.
Yeah, can you reveal what he had to say? What was he chatting about?
It's relief, really, just a massive relief. As I just said, it's so much detail, so much hard work, so much desire that's gone into getting him to where he is now over a short period of time. You know, it wasn't that long ago, as we've just said, is that he wasn't even anywhere near the Argentinian team, and then over the last 3 years. It's just been a rapid rise to winning the World Cup. So just relief, you know, hard work, massive amounts of hard work, and now the relief of winning it was huge, and you could see it in his face. And he's got to the top. He's won the best trophy you could ever win. So yeah, massive relief.
I'm guessing that the bond between perhaps a goalkeeper and a goalkeeping coach is kind of unique, isn't it? Because you work with such a small group day in, day out. How important is that bond?
Yes, so important. I think as a good goalkeeping coach, you've got to be a psychologist as well. You know, you've got to know everything about the person, what makes him tick, what lifts him, what drops him slightly if he needs bringing down a little bit. And he's got to know that you're with him no matter what. You know, I know everything about his family. I know everything about his lifestyle. I know what he does when he goes home. I know if he's sleeping enough, if he's not, if he's sleeping too much, what he's eating. You've got to know everything about that person, and that's if you want that detail and you want that goalkeeper to get to the very, very top. You've got to know exactly what makes him tick. So, you know, it's like I said before, all the hard work, all the dedication, all the little details that go into getting a goalkeeper to be one of the very best in the world is huge. And yeah, like I said before, it was a very emotional night for me and Emmy because we've worked very hard together.
Yeah, and good, wonderful for you, I guess, after all that hard work. For him, I'm thinking for a goalkeeper, you've got to have a lot of self-belief, and maybe he more than others have shown it, because it was a very slow burner, wasn't it? His journey to becoming Argentina #1 really started with that move to Villa. He won the FA Cup, hadn't he, at Arsenal, and then there was, well, is he going to stay? Is he not going to stay? He came to Villa in that September. How did you convince him that Villa Park was the right place to fulfil that ambition?
I think, yeah, it has been a slow burner, but I've never met anybody with more desire and all my life to actually get to the very, very top. So it's quite easy when I'm talking to about detail and how I want him to be the best. I'm going to try and get him to be the best. You know, that he believed in me and believed in what I was saying and believed in the direction of the football club. The football club were brilliant. You know, Dean Smith at the time, Johan Lang, Christian Perslow believed in the progress that he was going to make. Because there were goalkeepers out there with better stats, you know, played more games, kept more clean sheets. But Emmy, you know, had something, when I look at him and go, he's got like a South American style in terms of his speed, his agility and his power. He's got very much an English shape in terms of the way he holds his style. You know, he holds his shape for a long, long amount of time. And if you see the save that he made, which was world class, to take it to penalties, you know, it's just so much detail that went into that. His hand shapes, he waited. You know, the player had nowhere to go. He was always going to save it. He waited and waited and waited and then made the save. So all that detail that goes into that work was detail of, you know, years and years of hard work that on Emmy's behalf, really.
It was an incredible save, wasn't it, at the end? But also, I think it's fair to say he's famed for his antics at penalty shootouts. We saw plenty of that yesterday against France, kicking the ball away when Tchouaméni was coming up and all of that. We've seen him do it in the Premier League as well. Talk us through what the plan is at Spot Kicks. What did you work on there? What were you telling him?
Well, if you talk about a guy with unbelievable desire, and we spoke about it before so many times about him bringing his presence and his personality across into games. You know, before he would kind of, you know, shy away and go in his shell a little bit. And this is kind of what he does now. He brings his character out, brings his presence out. Everybody can see his desire, you know, and his desire to keep the ball out of the back of the net is huge, and he will do anything it possibly takes to keep that ball out of the back of the net. And if that means, you know, like talking to somebody, putting somebody off, throwing the ball away, he's going to do it because his desire is so huge. You know, if you can get that extra edge, if you can get that bit of something where you think, right, I've got you. And he's shown it so many times where it gets in people's head, and he's so big, so strong and so powerful. He's got an unbelievable chance of saving it. He looks big in the goal, you know, he's imposing, and he covers the goal really, really well. If he picks the right side, he's got a huge chance of saving it. And it's all about presence, you know, his presence on the pitch. He's bringing your personality across, and he does that really well now. People know how much he cares. Yeah,
so he's won a World Cup to go with a Copa America. Villa fans, should they be concerned perhaps that, you know, a Champions League club or maybe one of the glamorous European clubs could come in for him now after his performances for Argentina?
I don't think so. I think he's very, like I said before, when he rang me straight after the game, you know, he cares. He'll care about Aston Villa so much that they're a club that helped him get to where he is. You know, he's just won a World Cup final. He wouldn't have dreamt of that when he was at Arsenal. So I think he'll just get his head down. He'll keep working hard. And he'll keep trying to be the best in the world. That's all he cares about. He'll let everything else deal with itself. You know, he won't be pushing anything. I'm sure there'll be rumblings in the background because he'll be touted as one of the best goalies in the world. But he'll want to keep just, you know, improving, keep winning games, keeping clean sheets, and that's all he's going to care about. You know, he won't care about finding other clubs or other clubs coming in for him. He'll let his agents deal with that. But for him, he'll just get his head down. He'll just work hard. And Aston Villa are a football club that are growing and growing, and they want to be, you know, at the pinnacle. They want to be at the top of the Premier League, and they're going to do everything it takes to get there. So, you know, when they say about leaving Aston Villa to get to, you know, a huge club, there's no reason why Aston Villa can't get there in the next few years, you know, and keep pushing it. It'll be a massive part of that.
Well said. And congratulations. You played your part in Argentina winning the World Cup. How about that? That's a thing, isn't it? Thank you. Thank you, Neil.
Well, thank you very much.